Chapman and Property, consider CIG. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at cigflorida.com today.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
For a limited time, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 9/21/22. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Restrictions apply. New business 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment taxes and other charges extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News.
Kansas all along. Ban on abortion. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. An amendment removing abortion protections from the Kansas state constitution is defeated. About 60% voting no.
I think it's ridiculous that in 2022 I'm having to vote for my own personal rights. So, that's about as nice as I can say it.
The people that are losing life have no voice if people like me don't speak for them.
About 40% voted to allow the state legislature to severely restrict or ban abortion. It's the first such vote of the people on abortion rights since the Supreme Court of the United States overturned federal abortion rights in June. Some other primary results. Missouri State Attorney General Eric Schmidt beats former Governor Eric Greitens for the Republican Senate nomination. The Democrat there is Trudy Bush Valentine, a nurse and heir to the Anheuser-Busch beer fortune. Michigan House Republican Peter Meijer loses his primary to John Gibbs. Meyer's the second House Republican voting for former President Trump's impeachment to be voted out. Families of 9/11 victims and survivors are weighing in on the killing of al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri in a drone strike in Afghanistan.
9/11 Families United is a group that represents thousands of families and survivors of the September 11th attacks. They released a statement Tuesday. Terry Strada is with the group. Her husband was killed in the attacks. She said, "We are deeply grateful for the commitment of America's intelligence agencies and our brave military's dedication and sacrifices that have been made in removing such evil from our lives." But Strada noting, this news is also a reminder that in order to achieve full accountability for the murders of thousands on September 11th, 2001, President Biden must also hold the Saudi paymasters accountable for killing our loved ones. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other congressional Democrats are leaving Taiwan now after meeting with Taiwan's president and other island leaders. The Chinese government has opposed the trip, claiming Taiwan as its territory. Pelosi is saying in a short speech today, the world faces a choice between democracy and autocracy. America's listening to Fox News.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Our Northport crash has cleared. Good news there. But we do want to tell you there may be some remnants left over from a Bonita Springs hit-and-run crash. This is listed at Racetrack and Bonita Beach Road. Bonita Beach Road, you look A-OK, but Old 41 just north of this crash, you hit one slow spot. And also Coconut Road, your speed northbound on 41, it's roughly 26 miles per hour. Along the alley, there's construction work going on. You're out at right lane, 75 south at mile marker 52. That's in Ochopee. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change for the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers and storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning, featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Week News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
At Cool Today, we've been keeping our customers cool since 1963. When your AC is broken, you don't want to wait for service, and you shouldn't. With our same-day comfort guarantee, we promise to be there within 4 hours or your service call is free. Our techs are ready to serve you now, guaranteed. We drive mobile warehouses, and we fix 95% of all AC problems on the same day. If your AC is broke, don't wait. We guarantee we'll be there within 4 hours. Visit CoolToday.com to book now.
CoolToday.com.
The things that were meant to be together were brought together. My Shower Door epitomizes that saying by pairing their award-winning glass manufacturing with their proprietary hardware. My Shower Door was just ranked the #1 shower door company in the U.S. by Glass Magazine. With more than 2,500 5-star Google reviews and their 10 Florida showrooms, My Shower Door has brought everything together. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hi, I'm Lori, Ford O'Connell's mom.
And I'm Sarah, Ford's wife. We're big believers in family and freedom. You may have seen Ford on Fox News fighting for conservatives. Well, let me tell you personally, no one will fight for you like Ford. I'm proud to call him my husband.
Hi, it's Ford. I'd be nowhere without my family. They've got my back, and I'll have yours as your next state representative, alongside our great governor. Vote Ford O'Connell on August 23rd. Paid for by Ford O'Connell, Republican for state representative.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN 15639.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Kind of a strange day. It's really odd waking up today and checking out some of the headlines. You go through the day yesterday and you're thinking, all right, these are the kind of things I'm going to talk about, and getting ready for all kinds of discussions. And then you wake up this morning and you see some of the headlines and it's like, wait a second. People really say this? Did this really happen? All right, well, I'm just going to put it out there, and so you'll decide. Well, yeah, they did say the things that you're going to hear them say it. And, the lies continue. Somebody's lying. Somebody's telling the truth. I'm always amazed how urgent things happen in Capitol Hill when it comes to spending your money, your tax dollars, and how when you have two competing sides that have two competing stories and two ways to look at ways to battle and tackle inflation, and you have an Inflation Reduction Act, which is nothing like reducing inflation, and one side says, hey, listen, we've got all of these people that say it's a great thing, it's going to reduce inflation, and you got the other side saying, well, hold on a second, I got all of these that are saying it won't, and I've got some examples and some numbers and receipts. That would beg the question, why are you rushing? Why do we have to do this right now? Well, because it's inflation. We got to stop this. Well, hold on a second. We got some confusing numbers here. So why don't we come together and talk about it? No, we can't do that because, politics. It's never going to happen. All right. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch right now. The camera's crooked. I don't know why. So I look like I'm getting ready to tumble off screen. Like it's like, there I go. Jake the Millennial is out there as well, feeling, he's not feeling so hot today. And the camera's not looking very good either today. So look, you know what it is, Jake? I'll tell you what it is, and I'm being serious about this assessment. I think it's the Sahara dust. That Sahara dust thing. I don't know about anybody else, but I've got all kinds of brain head issues, maybe not brain, but sinus issues going on. And it seems like it's because of the Sahara dust thing. That's what I'm blaming it on. Works for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I woke up and I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, it was strange. So just blame it on the Sahara dust. All right. So we've got a couple of things we're going to talk about as far as overnight and some of the numbers, some of the primaries that are out there. It looks as if we've got Arizona that's testing the power of MAGA. The power of the MAGA. Yeah. Or is it Uber MAGA, Super MAGA, double stuff MAGA? I'm not really sure what it is these days. But questions as to who is going to win in the GOP governor's race. The race for governor, the GOP side, whether it's going to be Taylor Robson or it's going to be Carrie Lake. It's too close right now. Blake Masters leads in the Senate primary, I believe. Did Blake Masters, is it official yet? I'm not really sure, but I'll double check. In some states, you've got the Eric winning in Missouri, because remember it was the former president who said, yeah, he's all about the Eric winning there in Missouri. And Eric did win. The Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, wins the GOP primary for U.S. Senate in Missouri. So there's that. In Pennsylvania, some things that are going on, some discussion about when it comes to the Senate. And let me just say this. I've been hearing from some people inside baseball, and I'm just putting this out there. The House, good to go. We're good. 22, it's going to be big numbers. Bye-bye Nancy Pelosi, getting ready for all that, feeling really confident. The Senate, don't count on it yet. And it's a shame, because it should be a slam dunk. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing behind the scenes. That if you're thinking that the Senate's going to flip and we're going to have 52, 53 on the Senate side, yeah, you might actually lose a seat, is what the people on the inside are telling me. I hope they're wrong. But, you have races like in Pennsylvania where Oz is not exactly beloved in the state of Pennsylvania. regardless of whether or not endorsed by Trump. By the way, the Trump-endorsed candidates have been kicking tush lately. I'm just saying that they're just kicking tush, and if you think again, look, I don't know how you feel about the former president, if and when he announces he's going to run or not going to run, and if he does, should people just back away and he should be the candidate, and the power of the MAGA, the Uber double-stuffed MAGA. Yeah, all right. The candidates that he endorses seem to be doing pretty well overall. By the way, a pro-impeachment representative lost in Michigan to a Trump-backed GOP primary opponent. How about that? So there's a lot of that going on. But in Pennsylvania, and look, I only bring this up because I believe, my personal opinion, and I hope I'm wrong, but oftentimes when I bring this up, I feel like I'm not. And it's this, that in certain states, you've got the primaries, you have elections going on in certain states, and you hear Pennsylvania, and you're wondering, why are you bringing up Pennsylvania politics? What difference does it make? Well, certainly you want to hear, that was very Hillary Clinton-esque, wasn't it? What difference does this point does it make?
I'm really offended personally.
Oh, and it continues to offend us. That you'll hear some of the audio of what Democrats think, what they believe are the right things to do in their state, the way they believe the party should go. And most of the things that you hear are not the economics. They're not about necessarily taxes. They're all about the feels. They're all about the culture war. If it comes to taxes, it's all about spending more money because we've got to make sure that those marginalized communities are no longer marginalized by pumping money their way and doing these. Ultimately, it comes out of your pocket. That if they're going to talk about the economics, that's how they're going to discuss it. It's about the feels and the culture war. And the reason why I bring it up is because the culture war is real. It is the one that we need to win. And every time somebody says they're leaving Pennsylvania, they're leaving New York, they're leaving Connecticut, they're leaving California, they're heading to red states, I'm just telling you that maybe they are upset about the economy in those states. Maybe they are upset about the fact that they're paying an enormous amount of taxes. And I know this because I'm in the process of looking at trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my family's home in New Jersey. And when I was told what they pay in taxes, I almost lost it. Well, actually, I did lose it. And then I'm like, well, you can't be, you're paying that? Can you get out now? But the culture war issues remain. The feels don't leave you. The taxes and the hatred of spending this money and how the price of gas is more there because of the taxes that are put on the payers of the state, and the frustrations of taxes, of property taxes, and crime and everything else. That's all real and tangible, no doubt about it. But the feels, the culture stuff doesn't necessarily leave you just like that because you leave the state. And so when you hear certain politicians saying things, for example, who is it? Fetterman is the Democrat who's running for Senate against Oz in Pennsylvania. And he's, you talk about radical. I mean, he makes Bernie Sanders look like...
This is what you do.
I didn't even say anything yet. He makes Bernie Sanders look like kind of a little conservative. Asked yesterday about, I don't know, culturally, transgenders in sports.
Do you believe transgender women should be allowed to play on women's sports teams at the youth through college level?
Yes.
Yep, you better believe it. Yes, youth through college level, transgender. That's right. Biological men should play in women's sports. Absolutely, he believes that. That's a culture issue. That's a culture issue that they believe that the people that will vote for Fetterman and the Democrats that will vote for him who hate the taxes and hate the crime and hate all of that stuff, but culturally they're on board with him. And they may be coming to a state near you. I'm just telling you, just because they leave the state doesn't mean those cultural issues leave. What did he say about sanctuary cities back in 2016? This is the same person who's running against Mehmet Oz for Senate in Pennsylvania, a very, very important Senate seat that is no guarantee for Oz in the state of Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities.
Sanctuary cities is another policy that I very much support. Sanctuary cities, again, statistically, makes everybody safer.
They make everybody safe, everybody. Sanctuary cities makes everything safe, makes everybody, it's safer. It's safer to live in a sanctuary city. Are you sure about that? Are you positive about that? I don't have to go through the numbers. I don't have to go through the stats because Democrats lie. How do you know they're lying? Because their mouths are moving. How about that? Ha ha! Yeah. No, seriously. Do we really believe that sanctuary cities are safer? That is the Democrat way of, and again, that's a field thing too. We just have to do the right thing. They're just coming here into this country, or people are just here because they just want a better life. And we're going to make this a sanctuary city, a sanctuary state to protect them because somebody has to do it because the feels. Right? So that's an important distinction to make in all the things that are happening that we're going to hear about in the next 24 hours. As we start to hear the numbers out of these states 12 hours. I mean, it'll be less than that. Of course, Democrats are involved in the election, so it could be a lot longer than that. It just depends on how many trucks came in overnight. Did I say that out loud? I'm kidding. 2,000 mules. So we look at these situations, we look at these primaries, and we look forward to the state of Florida primary. And certainly we are going to have our battles and the concerns about election security, where there's always, that doesn't go away just because we live here in the state and we're confident and we have great people that are working behind the scenes to make sure and ensure that we have safe and fair elections. That there is a side that doesn't give up. But you have to look at some of the bigger issues as well and see how certain things are playing out. Not just the feels of people that will move to the state of Florida to get out and ultimately make a shift in our culture here in the state. And a lot of people feel pressured by those that will say, we got to have a sanctuary city, we have to have a sanctuary state. Well, then I'm not really sure about that. The safety and the issues of illegals. Oh, whoa, you don't care. Hold on a second. Really? Okay. No. I don't think you should go to that business. I don't think you should show up at their door, and I don't think you should buy their product. And we got to let everybody, that kind of pressure. And I wonder how many people feel pressured when it comes to the big issues. For example, the first big referendum since Roe was overturned was in Kansas. And what did Kansas decide to do yesterday? It was pretty overwhelming that voters in Kansas rejected a pro-life amendment to the state constitution in the country's first abortion-related referendum since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The ballot featured a number of state and local primary contests, but most observers were focused on a ballot measure that would amend the Kansas state constitution to assert that there is no right to an abortion in the state. Again, that word right. What is a right? What is it? If it's not there in the Constitution and it's not enumerated, where does it go? It goes to the state. Well, the state is making their decision. And there are people that are upset about what's happening in Kansas, especially considering that Kansas is a big state, a big Trump state. I mean, in the 2020 election, weren't they? It was a huge state. Yeah, Donald Trump won the state by a margin of 15 points in 2020. And Republicans have a sizable majority in both chambers of the state legislature. And yet, even though the voters in the state spoke, and they said no. So you have the Kansas Supreme Court that ruled in 2019 that a right did exist. Will this kind of thing be challenged? Because there's plenty of things on the other side that the left will challenge. Oh, they have absolutely no problem suing the state of Idaho. The DOJ is suing the state of Idaho for, quote, near total bans on abortion. So the DOJ going after the state of Idaho, you can't have a near total ban. In the state of Kansas, they're like, hey, listen, we believe it is a right. to have an abortion in the state. So the important thing to remember is it's not enumerated. It goes to the states. It goes to the state. The states make the decision. The voters made the decision in Kansas. You may not like the decision. You got to make the case once again. It's not going to go away necessarily. The point is that it's working, everybody. It's working. The voters in Kansas made this choice. They made the decision. Albeit, in my opinion, wrong, but that's what they decided. So what will happen in Kansas? In Kansas, everything probably will be left alone. Nobody will do anything. The voters speak out. In Idaho, they want a near total ban on abortion. They want to do this, and the DOJ is like, oh, no, not so fast. You see how that works? So again, we understand how the politics of the left play. We understand that if they don't get what they want, they will sue, they will burn cities down to the ground, they'll have you boarding up your buildings until they get what they want, and then it's like, hey, you can pull all that wood off the yeah, it's not hurricane season. No, there's no hurricane here in November, nothing happening. So you can pull the wood off the windows that you were worried about getting smashed because one former president may be running again and on the ballot. Do you see where I'm going here? Do you see how the politics play? Now, if you think I'm wrong, I'd love to hear from you. 239-479-5592, but I don't think I am. Again, we keep an eye on other states and what they're doing there because we're concerned about those that will come to this state and bring what I believe to be the real challenge. It's not the things that are tangible. It's not how they're being hurt by the taxes in the state or the crime in their state or any of those things, but it's the feels. It's the culture war that is going to be fought here on these shores, if you will, or this state that we just have to keep an eye on because they're going to push back and they're going to push back hard. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, a big reminder before we go to break, Jake, is that tomorrow this program will be live in Dallas. We will be at CPAC both tomorrow and Friday. Some great guests lined up we're super excited about. So that's coming up. And then, of course, you know that this Friday would have been our first Friday of the month at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Roads in Naples. But because we'll be in Dallas, we've pushed it to the following Friday. So it'll be the second Friday of the month. So not this Friday, but next Friday. We'll be at Seed to Table live in Naples. All right, let's take a break, Jake. It's time to go. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, we're celebrating 40 years of handling personal injury claims in the state of Florida. If you're involved in an accident, you need a firm with the experience and resources to help you get the compensation you deserve, a firm that cares about you and does not leave you in the dark. If you're unhappy with your current lawyer, you have the right to get a second opinion or change lawyers. At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, winning is no accident. Offices throughout Southwest Florida, ldtlaw.com.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not. There's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool. Right now, get an AC tune-up for $39.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
It's Rockstar Harley's Triple Zero event. Zero cash down, zero interest, and zero payments until fall on any new Harley this week only. Rockstar Harley has the largest Harley inventory in South Florida with hundreds of bikes in stock. Rockstar Harley has secured financing terms that can save you thousands on interest. No cash down, no payments, no interest until fall. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until September on any new Harley at Rockstar Harley's Triple Zero event. Now through Sunday.
It takes several sources of energy to bring you energy. There's natural gas, nuclear, solar, and something else. What led us to go green before it was fashionable and reduce our dependence on foreign oil back in 2001, all while standing up for the American values we hold dear. You must have a source of energy that's pretty darn special. Florida Power and Light.
This spring on a new Trane heating and cooling system. Trane systems are engineered to keep up with you. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a Trane. Brought to you by TraneInfo.com.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
CrossFit, one of the largest national affiliate gyms in the U.S., hires a former U.S. Marine platoon commander as its new CEO. Don Fall also has a long list of stints within the tech industry. Pancake maker Kodiak Cakes makes a commitment to wildlife. It plans to donate 100% of the proceeds from online sales of its Keep It Wild merchandise to conserve grizzly bear habitats. Surging inflation prompted Americans to buy more on credit last quarter. Credit card debt surged by 13% on an annualized basis, the sharpest jump since 1999. And investors nervous about Speaker Pelosi's visit to Taiwan sent stocks lower yesterday. The Dow lost 402 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Ammo is expensive and in short supply. You can train without ammunition at home using the Mantis X. The Mantis X firearms training system is a no-ammo, all-electronic way to practice and improve your shooting accuracy. It simply attaches to your firearm and gives you data-driven, real-time feedback on improving your technique. 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X, a must-have for every responsible gun owner. Dramatically improve your shooting accuracy today. Get yours at MantisX.com. That's Mantis X.
Wink News, traffic.
Good news in Bonita Springs, our racetrack and Bonita Beach road crash, that has cleared. We will tell you Old 41, this just north of that area at Terry Street. Then when we take a look in North Fort Myers, we will tell you 41, this at Pondella. You're moving slightly slow. Go ahead and plan for a couple of extra minutes if that's your route. We'll also tell you that east and west on MLK, we're seeing a slight slowdown this around Shoemaker. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change for the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers and storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
The Diamond District is a retail store selling at wholesale prices. Their team will help you to find what is best for you and your budget by walking you through the variety of factors that change the beauty and prices of a diamond. And you can be sure that with Jason and Todd, you will buy a diamond at a wholesale price.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. What does a contractor-grade air conditioner mean? Well, it means the contractor was hired to install an air conditioner that fits your home correctly. There's no such thing as a more powerful unit. The right size is the right size. Oversizing an air conditioner is very bad for the house and bad for indoor air quality. Some contractors don't use the best model of an air conditioner, but the power or size of an air conditioner is correct when they install it. Don't be fooled by crazy advertisements. Contractor grade is a sales term and not a real thing. Nowhere in my wholesale catalog does it say contractor grade. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm Tiffany Esposito, and I'm running to represent you in the Florida House. I was born and raised right here in Southwest Florida, and I've spent my professional career working to protect and grow our local businesses. I'm running because I want to ensure Florida remains the freest state in the nation. Thanks to Governor DeSantis, we've set the standard for freedom in America, but we must fight to keep it that way. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm pro-life, pro-gun, and a champion of the free market. and I will always fight to protect our freedoms. We've seen the impact of Biden's failed policies, from gas prices to the indoctrination of our students to a border crisis. Florida must remain the firewall between tyranny and individual liberty. I'll work to secure our borders, fix our public schools, and I'll keep Brandon's policies out of our free state. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for the conservative principles that make Florida the greatest state in America, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Tiffany Esposito, Republican for Florida House District 77.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
The things that were meant to be together were brought together. My Shower Door epitomizes that saying by pairing their award-winning glass manufacturing with their proprietary hardware. My Shower Door was just ranked the #1 shower door company in the U.S. by Glass Magazine. With more than 2,500 5-star Google reviews and their 10 Florida showrooms, My Shower Door has brought everything together. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
How do you beat the heat in Florida? With a cool new ride that's certified. Hurry to your #1 certified pre-owned dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. During the Drive Certified Sales Event, you get huge discounts on our huge inventory. Over 200 new vehicles in stock with more and more on the way. Reserve yours now. And to make it easy to drive a nicer, newer vehicle, get up to $8,000 over book value for your trade. So if your old car is worth only $2,000, you get $10,000. If it's worth $10,000, you get $18,000. Click SutherlandNissanBuysIt.com to see how much you'll get. All Sutherland certified vehicles cost thousands less than new and come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get up to $8,000 more for your trade. Save thousands paying less. Save hundreds in repairs. That's how you beat the heat. All offers end Monday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral now. Your used car megastore online at FLNissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
This is Jada Langford Fleming. I spent 20 years in the classroom as a teacher, but walked away when our school district stopped putting children first, stopped respecting teachers, and forced us to indoctrinate our students with their liberal agendas. I'm running for Lee County School District to change that. I'm running to bring the education of our children back to the forefront of the district's priorities. And I am determined to change the current culture and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. I'm Jada Langford Fleming. I'm a 7th-generation Floridian, and this community means everything to me. I grew up on many of your TV screens advertising my parents' local car dealership. Remember, y'all spoken here. Well, that was me. Now I'm a mom and a businesswoman who's fed up with our school board and ready to make a change. I'm Jada Langford Fleming, and I am running to bring common sense conservative leadership to our school board, and I'd be honored to have your vote. Paid by Jada Langford Fleming for Lee County School Board, District 6.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Tiger Woods turned down an $800 million offer to join the Saudi-backed LIV golf tournament. Wow. He turned them down. Last time Tiger lost $800 million is when he dropped his wallet. Hey.
Yeah, that's probably true. Is that number true? I guess it is. How, I don't know, is that nice? How nice your life would be if you would be able to confidently turn down $700 to $800 million an offer to join the Saudi-backed LIV Golf. And how about that? Yeah, I guess Greg Norman did some interview with Tucker. Said Trump was a fantastic supporter of the series. Obviously, he was there just the other day as they were singing "Let's Go Brandon." Did you remember that? The old LGB.
That's Let's Go Brandon, right?
Yeah. So, all right. $700 to $800 million. Hey, speaking of $700 to $800 million, a big congratulations to the winner of the $1.2 billion lottery. the United States government. Did you know that? Are you ready for this? So I hope this I'm hoping this is wrong, but apparently the person that is going to get the 1.2 billion is going to take a lump sum. They're getting 433 million. The Gov is getting 800 million out of the deal. So they're paying 800 million in taxes to get a lump of 400 million. So congratulations to the big winner of the Mega Millions lottery, the state of the state and the nation of the United States, who apparently is going to pull in more money than the winner themselves in taxes. And I guess that must be combined, right? That must be, I don't know. All I know is, how about that? Jake shaking his head like, why do I bother? Why am I going to do this? Jake's like, why? I'm not going to play the lottery because that means I got to give this big, huge portion of my earnings to the government. Welcome to life. You're doing that right now with your arms folded. Every hour, every minute. I know, you know. Did you just take a little less? Is that too much to ask? Can you take a little less? You could if you just had some people with some spines, some backbone, who would actually say to you, listen, we're spending too much money. There was again, I bring this up all the time. There was Jake, there was a moment in time. It was a long time ago, but it was 2012 when I began working at this radio station. And 2012, and I'm making my way to the Republican National Convention in Tampa, Florida. And I get there and I'm doing the show. We get a chance to sit with our buddy Eben Brown, Fox News Radio. I'm up in the Fox News section there, sitting with him, watching the whole thing, and Mitt Romney coming to the stage, the roar of the crowd, getting excited. This is the person that's going to take down politically Barack Obama. And right there on the wall, ginormous, as big as the mega double stuff screens that they have now in the arenas, right? They got these big old screens that they have, right? I mean, maybe not as big as the one in Dallas. At the Cowboy Stadium, don't they have this scary looking huge? Anyway. And right there on the wall, Jake, is this giant debt clock. And the numbers climbing up every second. Because we're going to do something about the debt and deficits. We care as conservatives. This is what we care about. Republicans, the party, cares about the out-of-control spending. And here we are today. And Republicans are just signing off on all the spending. I'm not sure how this went down. I'm not sure if anything changed. But the Senate passed the Honoring Our Pact Act, 86-11, 6 days after Republicans held the legislation up in hopes of adding an amendment addressing billions in mandatory spending. Remember this whole thing about $280 billion that they were going to spend on this, and then all of a sudden the Democrats come along and say, well, we also want to add $400 billion. It's going to be basically a blank check. It's going to go from discretionary to mandatory spending. We got to spend this money, $400 billion, and it doesn't necessarily have to be for veterans. No. We'll decide. Maybe 2 years, 3 years from now, maybe 6 months from now, maybe a week from now, when you completely forget about this, we can dip into that fund anytime we want to, and we can spend that money. Why not? And it's already there, and it's mandatory. We have to spend it. If we don't spend it, we can't use it. And you know how Washington loves to spend money and not lose it, right? It's a
bowl of doggy doo.
Yeah. So the bill authorized $667 billion to go toward the care of veterans. So I'm assuming that the 38 Republicans decided to join 48 Democrats in supporting the legislation. Passed in the House 342-88. 86-11, it passed the Senate last night. So did it change? The amendment it failed. The amendment that Pat Toomey put out on this failed. Remember, he had an amendment that would direct more than $116 billion, make the rest of it discretionary. We don't want to make it mandatory. We don't want it to be blank check money for Democrats to spend, or Republicans for that matter. But somehow, Schumer refused to allow the votes on the amendments before Tuesday. Ultimately, the amendment failed, 47 to 48, 48 to 47, however you want to think of it. So it failed. We didn't get the amendment, but the senators, Republican senators, decided to turn around and vote for it anyway. Even after the whole thing with Jon Stewart and the lashing out against people and calling them names and the cussing and, because that's what you do. So I'm just trying to figure out, did they get the blank check? Did they not? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. Hopefully by the end of the day, I will. Maybe I'll have to ask somebody at CPAC. I will, because we're going to be talking to people who are directly involved with this and the spending of our tax dollars. And so, we'll have a conversation with them in Dallas at CPAC tomorrow, where we'll be live Thursday and Friday. Mike Opelka will be joining me. It's going to be fun. We got great guests lined up. So we've got that. We also have an interesting dilemma for Democrats, not only in the spending department and what they plan on spending in Joe Manchin, lying to the American people about what is and isn't in this Inflation Reduction Act, and we'll get to some of that audio coming up. But I wonder if Joe Biden's in a little bit of trouble. Like, I wonder if, look at that, Jake's like, what kind, you don't think Joe Biden's in any kind of trouble? I haven't finished.
Have you seen what his son did?
It's true. You make a great point, Jake, who's sometimes the neurons there start to fire off in his brain, and he says something incredibly intelligent and succinct and aware like that. Have you seen what his son did? They're just going to hide it. They're just going to try to get past it. They're just going to try to blow it off. And because, Democrats, it's not a joke, right?
Not a joke.
Nope.
I got hairy legs.
Not necessary. Not necessary. So it was the Democrats in New York yesterday, a debate on whether or not they believe that Joe Biden should run for re-election in 24. Was that the question being asked? And some of your heavyweight Democrats, Jerry Nadler, Democrat Representative Nadler, Democrat Representative Carolyn Maloney. I mean, these are Democrat heavyweights, or lightweights as the case might be. Should President Biden run again in 24? This was in a lightning round during a primary in New York. Check this out.
Should President Biden run again in 2024?
Yes.
Mr. Nadler.
Too early to say. It doesn't serve the purpose of the Democratic Party to deal with that until after the midterms.
Ms. Maloney.
I don't believe he's running for re-election.
What? So wait a minute. Is this another one of the 642 examples that have been out there of Democrats and now congressional Democrats that are like, we don't know what's going to happen. We got to kind of wait and see what's going to go on. I don't know. We don't want to necessarily back the president of the United States at this time. It doesn't help the Democrat Party. It doesn't help the Democrat Party to support the sitting president of the United States to run again in 24. This is what they've thought about all the time. They just wanted to get Trump out of office. That was the get. And then even if they had like the Walking Dead out there to be able to kind of prop him up, little toothpicks in the eyeballs to keep the eyelids open and speak via teleprompter, and maybe some kind of little kick in the tush to get the energy level up every once in a while to speak to the American people on something that was put on the teleprompter, not from his brain written down onto the teleprompter, but from a staff that's there that maybe is a holdover from a former administration. That guy. Just enough to put out all the things that they want to do and all the Green New Deals and all the destruction of the United States and the Constitution. It doesn't make a difference. This is the perfect dupe. Let's do it. Or maybe I'm just crazy. That's ridiculous talk. But there you go. Democrats are just like, anybody else? I'm not committing necessarily to 24. It doesn't do the party any good to commit. We don't want to do that. And speaking of committing to people, let me just ask this question real fast, because I saw this come up, and I don't understand. Well, not only don't I understand why people care, but it does call attention to, well, let's just put it this way. Do you know Jake the millennial, who's sitting there on the other side of the glass? Tough question. This is a tough one. Kevin Costner. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, man, I've heard it.
Okay. You don't know what you've never heard of the golfer? Kevin Costner? Famous golfer? Was Tiger Woods before Tiger Woods was around? Kevin Costner? You haven't heard of him?
No, because I thought he was an actor.
Okay. Well, then why didn't you say that he was an actor?
I knew that much.
I'm just checking to make sure you understand who Kevin Costner is. Okay. Kevin Costner, the actor. So, Liz Cheney tweeted an endorsement from Kevin Costner. Now, there are some people, because I guess there's this TV show or a movie, or I don't know what it is, called Yellowstone. Have you heard about it? I don't know anything about it. I guess it's about I shouldn't say I don't know anything about it. I think I know a little bit about it. I think it's about a farmer or it's a rancher or ranch hand or something in Montana, and they got a ranch, and it's about the family's issues and, the relationships and everything, but they're, good, hardworking, red-blooded, red, white, and blue American apple pie and Chevrolet, like that kind of stuff, right? And so the assumption, I guess, was that because it is such a red, white, and blue, kind of program in Montana. And
you thought he was a Republican?
Right,
Is that where we're going?
Yes, that's where we're going. So Liz Cheney tweeted an endorsement from Kevin Costner ahead of her state's primary, where pretty much it looks like she's going to lose to a Trump-endorsed challenger. The guy, Kevin Costner, is on the set of this show, and he's wearing a T-shirt that says, "I'm for Liz Cheney." And she tweets out, "Real men put country over party." So people are like, wait a minute. I thought Kevin Costner was a Republican. I thought he was like somebody. So he's supporting the wrong Republican. Why is he supporting Liz Cheney? What is he doing? Yes, you in the back with the long hair.
Just so because he's pretending, guys. He's pretending. Like when he's acting, it's not real.
Yeah, well, but I don't even think that show necessarily, and I don't know a lot about the show Yellowstone, but that show necessarily has any kind of, I guess it's one of those shows that because it's not overtly out in the open, in your face, lefty liberal Hollywood, that people think, oh, this is a conservative show, or it's pro-America, or it's that kind of thing, because it's not in your face lefty. So then people automatically turn around and think something about it that isn't necessarily to begin with. Yes, you in the back.
Kevin Costner rejects his Republican actor label in 2020. This was 2 years ago.
Right.
So
correct. So let's remind ourselves that this same Kevin Costner endorsed Pete Buttigieg. He was a guy that backed Pete Buttigieg, and then later supported Biden in the general. This is the same guy. Same guy. Hold on one second.
Buttigieg. Buttigieg.
Okay, yes, you, sir. What?
So Yellowstone is essentially, and this is my take on it, this is my opinion, it's like a modern Western for like boomers and Gen X, because I've tried to watch it, and I can't.
Okay.
It's not
relatable
for me.
Okay, it's not relatable to you, but it's for boomers, and okay, I get it. Great. But the point is that he wears the T-shirt not because he's a Republican, not because he likes Liz Cheney and he's just a Republican who's mistaken. He wore the T-shirt because he hates Trump. And he likes the fact that she's got this committee and is going after him and wants him put in jail. That's his thing. He's a lefty. That's his deal. But somehow it was like, Oh, he supports Liz Cheney. He must is a Republican. I knew it. I knew. Oh, but why is he backing Liz Cheney? Oh, doesn't he know? No, he never knew. What is it? The enemy of your enemy is your friend kind of thing? Or how does that work? Something like that? Or the enemy of your enemy is your friend, right? So that's all it is. That's all it ever was. I just thought that was strange. I saw that pop up and somebody was talking about it. Did you see the Liz Cheney t-shirt on Kevin Costner? I'm like, you mean the golfer? 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC talking text line. See, I bring it all around, Jake. See, that's how you do it. It's like full circle. See, we started with the golf joke and we ended with the golf joke. See how that goes?
You're a comedian.
It's not being a comedian. It's just sometimes the brain functions this hour of the morning. See, it's
not
like
mine.
Full circle. All right, let's take a break. Stay break 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right.
This is
all
Kevin
along.
Carnes, your Lee County Clerk of Courts and Comptroller. One of the greatest honors of my life was getting the call that America's Governor Ron DeSantis had appointed me to the position of Clerk of Courts. Governor DeSantis knew my 15 years of experience working in the clerk's office, along with my conservative principles, made me the right choice to be your Clerk of Courts. I've worked hard to not let him or you down. Now, I'm running to continue serving in that capacity. I'm Kevin Carnes, and as your Clerk of Courts and Comptroller, I am dedicated to ensuring your government works transparently, and you have open access to government records. I also stand as a check and balance to hold our local government accountable. As a lifelong conservative, you can trust me to make the best decisions with your tax dollars and always uphold our constitutional liberties. I'm Kevin Carnes, and I'm asking for your vote so I can keep working as your Clerk of Courts. After all, Governor DeSantis picked me, you should too. Paid by Kevin Carnes, Republican for Lee County Clerk of Courts.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Did you know that King Roofing has expert dedicated repair crews to troubleshoot roof problems? They can fix everything from tree damage to broken tiles and, of course, roof leaks. Do you have a leak or water stains or tile damage? Call King Roofing, a roofing company with the right team to repair it. King Roofing, experienced in roof repair for over 40 years.
License number CCC 057279.
Every castle deserves a king.
My name is Sam Fisher. I'm a father, businessman, and conservative candidate for the Lee County School Board. I am also endorsed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis endorsed me because he knows I'm a conservative fighter that will empower parents and put our children back at the forefront of the district's priorities. For years, our school board has ignored parents and taxpayers, pushed a radical leftist agenda, and wasted our tax dollars. Board members spend more time fighting amongst themselves than they do focusing on the education of our children. It's time for a change. I'm Sam Fisher, and I'm ready to make a difference on the Lee County School Board. I'll put an end to woke liberal policies. I'll get the $2 billion budget under control, and I'll make our schools safer. It's time to bring conservative policies to the school board, and that's why Governor DeSantis endorsed me. I'm Sam Fisher. I'm proud to have the support of Governor Ron DeSantis, and I would be honored to have your vote. Paid by Sam Fisher for Lee County School Board District 1.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry.
4 great locations: US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
This is Representative Bob Rommel with a special Florida reminder. We are just at the beginning of our hurricane season. That's right, hurricane season does not end until November 30th. So make a plan and buy your hurricane supplies before there's a rush. To be ready, here are some items you should always have: 2 flashlights with plenty of batteries, a standard first aid kit, a 3-day supply of water and non-perishable food. It's also a good idea to buy a battery-operated radio. For more information, visit floridadisaster.org. Or if you need more assistance with any state or local agency, don't hesitate to call my office at 239-417-6200 or email me at bob.rommel@myflorida.gov. Have a safe and blessed summer. This is Representative Bob Rommel with a hurricane safety announcement paid by the Florida House of Representatives.
I'm Lisa King, candidate to be your clerk of the Circuit Court. Public safety, saving taxpayer dollars, and improved customer service are my top priorities. In listening to the citizens of Lee County, they agree. As a Lee County native, serving you has been my career. I worked 6 years in the clerk's office and 23 years of additional experience with the administrative office of the courts. It gives me the understanding to know how to make the clerk's office more effective in our judicial system. I've been dedicated to the citizens of Lee County for 29 years, and I'm proud to have the endorsement of our top law enforcement officer, Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino. This election is your opportunity to have your voice heard. Lee County voters will choose the next clerk of the Circuit Court. I have the qualifications to do this job and do it well for you. I'm Lisa King, and I'm asking for your vote on August 23rd. Learn more at votelisakingforclerk.com. That's Lisa with a Z. #VoteKing. Paid by Lisa King, Republican for Lee County Clerk of the Circuit Court.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
Next stop, South Korea. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is on her way to Seoul now after about 19 hours in Taiwan with a delegation of congressional Democrats.
We commend Taiwan for being one of the freest societies in the world.
She met with members of Taiwan's parliament and President Tsai Ing-wen. China's government claims sovereignty over the island and opposed the Pelosi trip. Voters in Kansas rejected an amendment that would have stripped abortion rights from the state constitution. One of the two Erics, endorsed by former President Trump in Missouri, wins his Senate primary.
Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt won the GOP primary for Senate, beating, among others, former Governor Eric Greitens. Schmidt said he wants to stop Democrats' pursuit of a clear majority.
2 votes away in the United States Senate from packing the Supreme Court, adding states to the union, federalizing our elections.
He'll face Democrat Trudy Bush Valentine in November.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Congress passes a bill expanding health care for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits.
Republican Senator Pat Toomey was worried Democrats were going to add amendments to the Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics or PACT Act.
Sneak in something that's completely unrelated, that could never pass on its own, and dare anyone to stand up and say a word about that.
After some debate and days of protests outside the Senate by veterans and advocates like comedian Jon Stewart, it's passed.
They sacrificed for us, and unfortunately, we haven't given that the attention it deserves.
Until now, about 70% of disability claims related to burn pit exposure were denied by the VA due to lack of evidence.
Fox's Jill Nato. Vince Scully, for 67 years, the voice of the Brooklyn and Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team, died 94 years old. He retired in 2016.
I have said enough for a lifetime. And for the last time, I wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
You will still see flashing lights in traffic control 75 south at mile marker 126. This is north of the Alico exit. It's near the terminal access road. The white car still in the grassy area, but an ambulance and fire truck, those have left. Again, it's looking like it's a little less serious. You will see those flashing lights, though, in the right-hand shoulder, so be careful. People are outside of their vehicles. That's That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change for the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers and storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
With kids out of school, friends and barbecues, and all the pool, boat, and beach days, it all makes for a good summer mess. Something Closet Factory has been solving home by home for decades, building completely custom garage wall organizers and summer sport and sand rooms and more, so you and the family can have all the fun that summer holds without tracking it into your home. To check out how fun a more streamlined summer can be, call or visit closetfactory.com. Summertime fun. That's how we build it.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Need a seawall or boat dock? Call 844-WB-BUILT. I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers. WB represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with our grandfather in 1967, a tradition that made the Williamson name synonymous with seawalls and docks. 2022 building code mandates improved seawall design, and WB is ready. Our seawalls are constructed of 5,000 PSI concrete and with the same composite rebar used in bridge construction. This allows us to offer the industry's only lifetime seawall structural warranty. Our docks are built from true marine timbers, stainless fasteners, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And for a limited time, sign with WB for a new seawall, and we will include at no cost a 5-foot wide, 20-foot long dock. And we will begin construction within 90 days. That's right, a lifetime seawall warranty, a free 20-foot boat dock, and we will start within 90 days. WB Williamson Brothers, 844 WB Built.
This spring on a new Train heating and cooling system. Train systems are engineered to keep up with you. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Brought to you by traininfo.com.
It's Rockstar Harley's 000 event. 0 cash down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until fall on any new Harley this week. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until fall on any new Harley. At Rockstar Harley's 000 event now through Sunday.
On approved credit.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, I wonder if this is why Nancy Pelosi decided to head off to Asia at this moment in time, where people were like, oh, so why did she go to South Korea? Why did she go to Japan? Why did she decide to go to Taiwan right now? And some of the things that she's been talking about while she's there.
But there are certain insecurities on the part of the president of China as to his own political situation that he's rattling a saber. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter. What matters to us is that we salute the successes of Taiwan. We work together for the security of Taiwan.
All right. So there's Nancy Pelosi just a little while ago.
I do think that it's really important for the message to be clear that in the Congress, House and Senate, Democrats and Republicans are committed to the security of Taiwan in order to have Taiwan be able to most effectively defend themselves.
Which is really weird because that's the opposite of what John Kirby told the White House press pool there yesterday in stressing the fact that this administration doesn't see it that way. It's really strange. It's like this mixed. It's a clear message, but it's a mixed message from Nancy Pelosi in Taiwan. And what was the other thing that she? Here's a little bit more. I know it's hard to listen to Pelosi, but here, listen to this here.
I think that they made a big fuss because I'm speaker, I guess. I don't know if that was a reason or an excuse, because they didn't say anything when the men came.
So they didn't say... Even Jake is like, what? Yep. They didn't say... It's because she's a woman, everybody. It wasn't when Newt Gingrich was there in 97, they didn't say anything about it. When other people have stepped there in Taipei and Taiwan, nobody said anything. When Nancy Pelosi comes, it's because she's a woman, so... She went there as well. What if there's another reason why? I'm going to make that suggestion because there was some news out in the past 12 hours that you may or may not have heard that might give way to her, not only the divide between the parties over this trip and, Republicans saying, listen, she had to go. And she did have to go. Not because it's Nancy Pelosi and Republicans necessarily back everything anything at all about Nancy Pelosi and her politics, no, but because you can't have China say to you, you're not allowed to step over there. Don't you go over there. It's like, don't tell us what to do. It doesn't work that way. So that's the reason why. But anyway, we'll get to that coming up in just a second. All right, quickly. James is in LA, and James just wanted to comment on something we talked about before the break about Kevin Costner, who is an actor and on the show called Yellowstone, and I guess pretty popular, and people were upset because he was wearing an I'm with Liz Cheney t-shirt on the set, and Liz Cheney was like, this is a real American who cares about his country. And he's not... James, are you okay over there? It sounded like...
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
All right, so you wanted to comment on Yellowstone quickly, so what about that?
Well, I kind of want to recommend Yellowstone. It's a really good show. I try and keep my politics out of my music and my TV, or I'd never listen to the radio or watch TV again.
Yeah, you think?
But, yeah.
Well, no.
Basically,
but there's a point to be made there, though. Quickly, don't just gloss over that and walk away here. Hold on a second. You would have to? Like, if you cared about your politics and you wanted to support people that support your politics and you didn't want to give money to people who were blatantly against the Constitution, the rule of law, the country itself, our founding, calling our founders racist and things like that, and then also going after a former president for no other reason than their hatred for him and other things, doesn't it make sense to maybe search out some good music and some good programming from people who maybe don't think that way? I mean, it's not a bad thing to do, right? I mean,
it's not a bad thing to do. It's really kind of hard to decipher who really thinks what, because a lot of people try and hide their politics so that they can be more popular.
Yeah, well, or maybe that they don't want to, because there's something to be said about somebody who keeps their politics to themselves and just does their job and does it well, and you enjoy their music or their performance, and somebody who puts it all out there and throws it in your face and the hatred that we just described, and then you go, yeah, I know all about that stuff, but man, that's a good actor, or man, that's a great song. Well, there's people that don't do that you can go to as well. I'm just making that case, but anyway. So you recommend Yellowstone? You say it's a good program.
It's basically like Sons of Anarchy on horseback.
Sons of Anarchy on horseback. Okay. Jake is like, if I knew what Sons of Anarchy was, I might agree with you. All right. Have a good day.
Right. Hey guys, I love your show.
Well, we love you back. All right. And what are you doing today, James? Tell everybody what you do. What are you doing? You working? You're just vacationing? You're enjoying your retirement? What are you doing?
I wish I was retired. I'm on my way to work. Okay. I do directional drilling, so keep an eye out for construction when you're out on the road.
Directional drilling, so like directional drilling, like drilling for oil, or directional drilling like you're drilling for water, or directional drilling you're drilling just to put the pipes down in the ground?
Just to put the pipes in the ground.
That's it.
Basically drilling for like traffic signals and water,
right?
Stuff like that.
Listen, James,
water supply.
James, it's not just pipes. It's the best darn pipes in Southwest Florida, thanks to you, my friend.
You got that right.
I know. That's what I thought. Okay. Have a good day, James. We appreciate you. 239-479-5592. It'd be really weird if Nancy Pelosi decided to take this trip, kind of have the debate over whether or not she should be in Taiwan and whether or not she doesn't want her to be there because she's a woman and all that stuff that she just said and played the audio. It'd be weird if she did all of that to try to distract from her husband and the information now being revealed on the condition of Paul Pelosi and what kind of condition he was in on the night that he hit another car with his 2021 Porsche and was arrested, according to the California Highway Patrol report that's out right now. It wasn't just a guy who had a couple of nips, so to speak, right? Isn't that what they call it overseas when you have a little drink, a little drinky drink, a little sippy sip? It's a nip. Is that what it's? Or in Nancy's case, it's like what, a nip and a tuck? Is that what it is? See what I did there? So, yeah, it appears that Paul Pelosi was in, as well as his condition that he was in, as well as more about the injury to the driver. According to the report, both cars suffered major collision damage in the crash, 10:17 p.m. on May 28th. Medical units for CAL FIRE were first on the scene, followed by a deputy from the Napa County Sheriff's Department. When the California Highway Patrol arrived, they found Paul Pelosi still in the driver's seat, the only occupant in the car. The other driver was standing outside of a sport utility vehicle. Both declined medical treatment. Pelosi was asked for his ID, handed to the driver's license, and an $11.99 foundation card. It's a California Highway Patrol charity that supports officers and provides scholarships for their children. That's hey, look, I'm good here, right? You and me, we're both good, right? Everything's cool, right? I support you guys, right? Can I go now? But according to the report, he was showing signs of impairment when they tested him. They observed objective signs and symptoms of alcohol intoxication, including red watery eyes. They described his okay. So they showed that he had a .082 blood alcohol level. So there's that. And then apparently there was more than just alcohol in his system. Were there drugs in his system? Is that what they're saying? So maybe a little more to this story. That's the suggestion here. And I'm trying to find the specific drug in question. But I don't see it. But I see it in the headline. So, okay. Anyway, the point is, he had a little more in his system than just the alcohol. And they're, oh, here you go. The charges also revealed another interesting tidbit of information. Okay, the first count noted that he caused the injury to the other driver while under the influence of an alcohol beverage and a drug and under their combined influence. But it wasn't revealed what that drug was. Huh. Anybody want to find out? No, she's busy. Busy right now. Got a lot of things going on. You know what? Ticking off the communist Chinese and confusing people on both sides of the aisle as to why you made the trip to begin with. But moving on. All right. 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC Talk and Text line. I want to remind you, drewsteele.com, the website you can watch right now if you would like. Tomorrow you'll be watching us live from CPAC in Dallas because that's where we'll be Thursday and Friday. So tomorrow and Friday at CPAC in Dallas, Mike Opelka will be joining me. A lot of great guests lined up. I can tell you Congressman Byron Donalds will join us, Kash Patel, Matt Whitaker, Gordon Chang, Matt Schlapp. We got a lot of people that are lined up and then some. And what else do we have here that I wanted to... I wanted to... gosh, there's so much that I want to bring up. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the FBI story about how the three-letter bureaucracies are at it again. Project Veritas dropped what is considered to be a bombshell document.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
This one really is a bombshell. It's not a joke. Not at all.
Not a joke.
Okay. Did the FBI make disturbing judgments about identifying violent extremists, and maybe that extremist might be you? Like you, listening to the sound of my voice right now, here in the state of Florida. Like, no joke, specifically, you and your values are now being watched by the FBI. Is that true? Yeah, wait till 8:05, because this story is going to send chills down your spine. As long as you're a conservative. I mean, Republicans necessarily don't always have a spine. we're trying to, or backbone, or however that the case may be. Just putting that out there. All right. So we'll get to that story coming up. Also, let me just get to some of this audio. Look, al-Zawahiri gone. We talked about this yesterday. Good thing. Afghanistan being there in Kabul. Bad thing. Really strange how we thought that Al-Qaeda wasn't there in Afghanistan and getting out of Afghanistan was a good thing. And really, we needed to do it because according to Biden, nothing's going on there. It's really just spending a bunch of money in a place that we don't even need to be in. And air bases and things like that, and billions of dollars in military equipment that could ultimately be handed over to the Chinese to do what with? I'm sure to give it back. They're giving it all back. What's happening is the Taliban there in Afghanistan gathered all the billions of dollars worth of military equipment, handed it over to the communist Chinese because they have the equipment and the ability to put it onto large flights and send it back to us. That's what happened. I'm telling you. I heard it from a good source. I can't even... It's clearly not what happened. So Peter Doocy's like, I got questions here.
John, something you just said is not consistent with what we were told last year. You're saying that you've always known there was a small number of Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. President Biden said, what interest do we have in Afghanistan at this point with Al-Qaeda gone?
Peter Doocy yesterday speaking with John Kirby, who seems to be showing up a lot lately instead of the White House press secretary, Jean-Pierre, which I don't understand really. Why is he talking? Shouldn't she be doing all of this? That's her gig. Why is he coming along? Questions about that. Now, wait a minute. You can't tell me, Peter Doocy, he steps up to the microphone and starts talking about Kirby talking about Afghanistan and no reason to be there, and there's still a little tiny presence, and Joe Biden saying there's no reason for us to be there. Come on. How could you say you don't have any evidence of that?
When we left Afghanistan, we knew that there was a small presence of Al-Qaeda already in the country, and we said that at the time.
What interest do we have in Afghanistan at this point with Al-Qaeda gone?
Well, there's that evidence. Yeah, the actual video and audio of the two of them, John Kirby and President Biden, speaking to that director. So what does John Kirby have to say about that today? Any answers to that question there?
Yeah, I mean, in a
major way, Al-Qaeda was not playing. No, wait. Let me finish. They weren't playing a major role in operations or resourcing or planning in Afghanistan.
Oh, so why'd you kill the guy? That seems to be like a legit question, right, Jacob? I mean, if they're not doing anything and the guy's just hanging out in Kabul because, Afghanistan is it's a free country now and there's a lot of good things going on and maybe there's some great food downtown Kabul and he just wants to enjoy it. Zawahiri, he just hasn't had he's been in caves most of the time and now he just wants to enjoy some good food. They got some great entertainment. Who knows? Maybe some Broadway shows. Maybe they got some great shows from some Hollywood stars that are dropping by over there and he just wants to check out the shows. Why take the guy out? If nothing's going on there, I'm just asking.
But, Peter, I know specifically because I was at a different podium a year ago, and we talked about the fact that Al-Qaeda had a presence in Afghanistan, but small and not incredibly powerful or potent. And I think, again, without getting into numbers, we would still assess that to be the case.
Oh, great. Okay. So there you go. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Look, they're not getting the gang back together, and they're not getting all the folks back together there in Afghanistan to try to once again bring back what was Al-Qaeda and terrorist activities and planning attacks and anything like that. It's not. It's just a couple of people, and now Zawahiri's gone. So really, who's left? Does that make you feel better? Just asking. I don't know.
We know that the Taliban was harboring the world's most wanted terrorist. You guys gave a whole country to a bunch of people that are on the FBI most wanted list. What did you think was going to happen?
I take issue with the premise that we gave a whole country to terrorist groups.
Yeah, I mean, come on, stop it. Downtown Kabul is hopping. I mean, the Broadway shows that they got there and the food is just magnifique. They don't speak French, do they? Probably not. Probably not a whole lot of French restaurants or American cuisine or... Not really sure what's there. Could be. I don't know. We don't know. So anyway. So there's that. So nothing to see here. Everything's fine. We got the big guy, and it was Joe Biden that did it, and everybody knows he was laser focused on this, kind of like he was laser focused on inflation. And what? All right, in just a couple of minutes, I believe Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond's going to join us. We'll get an update on things that are happening in the county, so that's good stuff. Also, some more local news stories that you need to know about. And coming up at 8:05, we will have this story in case you missed it. This should bother everybody, that the FBI now is looking at your American values and deciding that, your values, your American values, might be a little bit violent, maybe extremist. How about violent extremists? Because that's what we believe that you are because of your American value. No, I'm not kidding. Wait till you hear this coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Swing and a drive. Greenwell hits a long drive to right field. That ball is gone. Home run, Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell. I grew up here in Lee County. From swimming in the Caloosahatchee River to playing baseball at North Fort Myers High School, this has and always will be my home. I was blessed to play Major League Baseball for the Boston Red Sox. But when my career ended, there was only one place I wanted to raise my family and build my business, right here in Lee County. You may have known me as a baseball player hitting home runs for the Red Sox, but I'm also a conservative and a businessman. Now I'm running for the Lee County Commission. This is Mike Greenwell. I'm running so I can fight for lower taxes, less government regulations, and to make sure Lee County remains the best place to live, work, and play.
Greenwell swings. This ball is well hit to right field, and that ball is out of here. Another home run for Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell, and I'm ready to hit a home run for Lee County. Paid by Mike Greenwell, Republican for Lee County Commissioner, District 5.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
For a limited time, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 9/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. New business 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
I'm Armor Persons, candidate for the Lee County School Board. I am proud to have the endorsement of America's Governor, Ron DeSantis. Our school district has lost its way. Liberals and their extreme leftist policies have taken over. They force transgender policies that allow boys to use girls' bathrooms and compete against them on the athletic fields. And they are pushing anti-American critical race theory ideology in the classroom. I'm Armor Persons, and I'm running for the school board to end this nonsense and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. And I have the support of Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis endorsed me because he knows I am a conservative that will fight to empower parents, end political indoctrination in the classrooms, prioritize school safety, and rein in the out-of-control spending. I'm Armor Persons, and I'm asking for your vote on August 23rd so I can bring conservative policies to the Lee County School Board. Paid by Armor Persons for Lee County School Board, District 5.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. The LASIK procedure changed my life. I wore glasses and contacts for, better part of 20 years. I went to Dr. France and his team and had just the most amazing experience. It seriously changes your life with as bad as my vision was. So right now, France Eye Care is offering $500 off of bilateral LASIK. It's an amazing procedure. Seriously, if you wear glasses or contacts, I promise you will change your life. And Dr. France and his team are absolutely the experts in Southwest Florida for laser vision correction. So they've got financing that's available. It's affordable. Call them today. Dial star 2020 from your mobile phone. Take advantage of $500 off. Call them now to see if you are a candidate. Do me a favor. Tell them that Trey Radel sent you.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
In Ochopee, 75 south at mile marker 59, there is road debris going on in the area. Go ahead and use caution. 75 north at mile marker 52, there is a large debris. There is a service truck en route on the way, so go ahead, drive with caution. 75 south near mile marker 45, there could be possible smoke in this area, so drive for those conditions. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change for the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers and storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Back to school is just around the corner, and as you get the kids set up for success, make sure you've got a winning insurance plan with the protection you need in place for your home and auto. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. When it comes to protecting your loved ones and property, consider CIG. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at CIGFlorida.com today.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
Didn't you say your in-laws were coming to visit?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, but...
Nothing's good enough for them. Last time, they complained it was too hot in the house.
Well, it is a little warm.
Not my fault. Our old clunky AC just can't beat the summer heat.
But you could.
Gonna be just like before. Let the criticism begin.
Dave.
I'm a deadbeat. Can't afford a decent air conditioner. Our daughter deserves better.
Dave.
Oh, they knew all along I'd never amount to anything. And the hotter it gets in here, the more I'm proving them right!
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, somebody comes out and gets that AC blasting ice cold. Nothing to complain about.
That's best?
Sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they have a fix the AC before your in-laws get here expert.
You mean?
Might cool down the situation.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So did your in-laws enjoy their visit?
They left early. Said it was too cold in the house.
Well played, sir.
We want to personally invite you to Duncan's Diamonds to see our beautiful selection of jewelry from the world's leading jewelry designers. Browse modern, vintage, and classic engagement ring styles. Looking for a ring that is truly unique and personal? Or you haven't found exactly what you're looking for? At Duncan's Diamonds, our personal jewelers, goldsmiths, and gemologists can create the perfect one-of-a-kind ring for you at Duncan's Diamonds. With our great financing and layaway plans, we make it easy for you. Visit Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you receive the highest quality at the best price. We have an unparalleled passion for bringing you the best in diamonds and jewelry. Best price guarantee, low monthly payments, and an unforgettable experience. All from Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
He's a civilian. Supposedly he likes going into the manholes. Public Works made contact with him. They opened the manhole and looked at him and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I just need something to drink. I'm tired."
I think so. What? Okay, so this is kind of a weird story. I don't know if you heard about this, but I guess in Pinellas County, so there was a guy, dozens of first responders, they spend hours looking for a guy they thought was stuck inside of a manhole drainage system. And they're looking around and they find this guy and the rescue goes out there. And apparently, they gave him a Mountain Dew. They lost contact with him, but he was just hanging out. Like he wasn't even, like it was just like, hey, I like hanging out in storm drains and this is where I want to be. And I'm all good. Could I have a Mountain Dew? I mean, is that how the story went down? Wait, let me just play that again for a second.
He's a civilian. Supposedly, he likes going into the manholes.
Right, he's a guy who likes going into the manholes. He just likes hanging out. I don't know. Here's a pro tip for you, kids. Pro tip. Don't do drugs. All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC Talkin' text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program, subscribing to our channel on Rumble. Tomorrow, this very program will be in Dallas, Texas for CPAC, Thursday and Friday. A lot of great guests lined up, and that means our Friday broadcast at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee, because this would be our first Friday week, is bumped to the second Friday. So not this Friday, next Friday, we will be there. All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Lots to talk about, as you can imagine. Well, I can't imagine. That's why he's here. So I'm trying to find out what we got to talk about. How are you this morning?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Drew. Yeah, lots to talk about. The Board of County Commissioners got back in session yesterday. And, we kind of actually started off with a little bit of celebration and, unfortunately, a somber tone as well. The celebration, the excitement was around our new Commissioner Greenwell. Mike Greenwell was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis to fill the seat that was left vacant after the passing of Commissioner Frank Mann. And so Mike Greenwell will serve in that seat until the special election on November 8th. And he hit the ground running yesterday. He took part in the full meeting and even was at our budget workshop in the afternoon. And in the afternoon, we can talk about this in a little bit. He made a great suggestion about lowering the property tax rate. So we talked about that. The somber part, real quick, we had to remember, take some time, which was very appropriate, to remember our colleague John Manning passed away. So unfortunately, we lost Commissioner Frank Mann just about a month ago, and now we lost Commissioner John Manning, a former commissioner. He was at his home in Massachusetts, and John was he was originally like a Massachusetts Boston guy. He was a funny guy, and he always had a great sense of humor. And the thing John always said to me was, he's like, "I've got socks older than you, kid," and yeah, he was a nice. We're gonna miss him. My heart goes out to his family. He served Cape Coral and Lee County for decades here. And what our chairman, Commissioner Pendergrass, brought up yesterday was this idea that we will name the county government annex that's in Cape Coral the John Manning Building. So I think that's wholly appropriate after what John did with his decades of service.
Yeah, no doubt. And going back quickly to Mike Greenwell, just a question about this, because obviously because you have experience in this. To get Mike Greenwell, of course, filling the vacancy for the time being, and then hitting the ground running, which is important. It's a good thing to be able to do. But how long does it typically take, like for you, even like to get up to speed, to get to get the feel for things? How quickly like that happens? What's it like when you first get going and in anticipation of what's coming? And some people are different than others, right? Some people they're just ready, they push, they're ready to go, and some people kind of want to feel out individuals. They want to feel out the job. What's it like?
Yeah, what it's like. I actually got a call. When I was appointed back in 2013, from the governor, really the night before a meeting, and of course the meeting was the next day. And I said, "Governor, what should I do?" And he said, "Well, don't miss your first meeting." Now I had been running for the position. I had been studying every agenda. I had been up to speed on all of the issues. And so certainly was ready to vote from an information standpoint the next morning. And there were no concerns about that. But there are two parts to it, right? There's the information homework side, which the information that we look at is the same that you can look at. It's all publicly available on legov.com. But the other side is the flow of the meeting and the chemistry of the other board members that you're working with. And that is the part that I think takes a while to really master. But as far as the information, you can get well prepared very quickly, especially with the great, county manager and county attorney we have. They'll sit there and go through every item with you and explain the reasoning and the legal reasoning behind both.
Right, which is important, and that's I always found that fascinating when you're appointed to fill a vacancy, and then there you are, and then now some people, like I said, they take the time, personalities, they learn what's going on, and they see, but then you still have a lot of things to gauge, how to approach different commissioners and speak to them about the issues, how much you get in feedback. It's just a fascinating dynamic. That's all. So.
The funny thing I thought of is, Mike Greenwell has stared down Randy Johnson on the pitcher's mound where he throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, right?
Yeah.
I don't think any of us intimidated him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's that, I'm sure. All right. Speaking of intimidation, this has absolutely nothing to do with that. Let's talk about lowering property taxes. Let's do that. How's that going? You guys been talking about that?
Yeah. Well, so we got a chance to look at our second draft of the budget, which is basically the spending plan for the whole year. And while property values did go up last year, which provides a little extra money for us to work with, the problem is so did the inflation. And we really believe in limited government here in Lee County. We contract out for a lot of our services here in Lee County. Like we contract out to the people who pick up the garbage. We contract out to the people who run the waste to energy plant where the garbage goes. Same with the recycling center. So all of these different contracts, they actually have escalators built into them where we're contractually obligated to pay the increases in these costs as they come in. So we're having to look at the budget to make sure that we're, absorbing as much of that as we can without passing it on to the taxpayers. And one of the things that we did talk about was this idea of could we adjust the rate down a little bit to kind of soften the blow of the increased property values this year. And so we asked the staff at the county, our financial team, to go and take a look at that and present us with some different scenarios. And then we made the decision to have another workshop here later in August to review those scenarios and come up with the final budget. And so the one thing we did do yesterday that you can be assured of is we locked in the property tax rate from a standpoint of we set the rate at what it was last year, the exact same rate as what it was last year. And by doing that, and then now sending it out for advertisement for our public hearings, we can no longer raise it. The rate can only go down from here. So we have the opportunity to lower the rate from here, but we can't increase it from here. So we wanted to make sure that it's going to be at least the same or lower. The property tax rate will be as we head into the next year.
Yeah, and we've talked about this when you have been here before and even off the air, and maneuvering through what is an inflationary environment and how you have to do that as government, looking at all of the issues that are out there and the costs and things that, again, how you maneuver through this and to be able to do the best you can do to your ability for the taxpayers, keep services where they need to be, and ultimately, when you're looking even at budgets and how important it is to be forward thinking and seeing how disastrous budgets result in disastrous times when things get lean, when things are rough, and that's how important that is to be able to navigate all of it, and it's you see that even in this situation here.
Right. Yeah. One of the considerations we have to think about as we look at how to absorb some of these costs, maybe without passing on all of them to the folks at home, is, are we saving up enough money still to build the newer extra capacity that we need? So for instance, as the county grows, we had more than 20,000 people move here last year. Are we going to make sure that we have enough ambulances, enough, EMS stations, enough, the waste to energy plant? Is it big enough to handle all this new garbage that it's getting in? And so we need to look at making sure that we keep on pace with the growth that needs to happen with our infrastructure, but still try to find ways to make sure that the impact to the people at home is limited, because look, it wouldn't just be us, it would be every agency. My personal power bill went up $120 last month. I know I'm paying more for gas than I have. I know I'm paying more for food than I have. And so personally, I think about the cumulative impact to the people at home and what they're facing. And I do my best to try and make sure that we're not being a part of that problem.
Yeah. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, his Wednesday visit. We always appreciate it. And so what else is happening over there? And I see some other stories that are going on that have to do with water and energy assistance. Maybe you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was very much a business as usual meeting agenda. One of the things that we did do on the agenda, the state of Florida actually gave us a grant for $2.8 million to help out qualifying households with their water and their energy bills. So, if you qualify for the income guidelines on this, we can help you out with your past due water bills and electric bills to keep your household running. So think about this, Drew. One of the things that really goes unseen here in Lee County is all the work that we do to try to prevent people from becoming homeless. We've got programs that can help people when they get in trouble and need help with their power bill for a short period of time, or their water bill for a short period of time, or even we have rent, utility, and mortgage assistance programs as well. These are meant to keep people from becoming homeless when they get into times of crisis, because once somebody becomes homeless, then that really is the hardest thing to do to get them back into housing. And we have programs that do that as well, but it's actually much better to prevent that from happening. And so this program will help thousands of people. So for instance, some of the guidelines to qualify for this is if you're a family of four that makes less than $48,000 a year in your household, you could qualify for this help with your water and electric bill. And we'll have the site up to take in applications around the 15th of August. So go to legov.com if you want to find out more about that one.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing that it calls attention to is that before you think there's no help, typically there is. And there's always programs that are available. A lot of times there are nonprofits that are more than willing to help, and sometimes there are programs that are happening within state government and certainly local that's able to help you. And so before you start to think that there is no way out, or there's nothing that can be done, or you're not sure where to turn, before you just kind of make that decision to do something that would be drastic, like you just discussed, that to reach out and to check out the website. So legov.com, and right there on the website, there'll be something beginning on, what is it? You said August 15th?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So keep an eye on that. All right. Anything else you want to touch on? Anything maybe that's not politics, that's just tickling, or maybe outside of the area that's on your mind that you want to talk about?
Well, I couldn't help myself. I don't tweet very often, but I took to Twitter yesterday because
you took to Twitter. Brian Hammond took to the Twitter, everybody. Uh-oh.
Well, I read this update from the White House saying the White House says today the average driver will save around $40 a month than they would have if gas prices had stayed at their peak. In total, Americans now are saving more than $300 million a day. So Drew, when you go to the pump and you pay $4 a gallon for gas, you're saving money.
See how that works?
Do you see how that?
Yeah.
This is a great message. I mean, this is what he's got to go into the midterms with.
Yeah. Well,
the president wants you to remember you're saving money when you pay $4 a gallon.
Thank you for not doing that, with the taxpayers in Lee County, because it's and that's why elections have consequences, and be careful who you vote for, because there's probably people that are like, hey, we can use that, here locally if you elect the wrong people to office. There's something to be said about that. Yeah, so it's a good thing. I've been feeling really good at the pump lately. That going from 5 to 4. That
did it for you, huh?
It did.
I tell you what, this is a real conversation that happened in the Hammond's car the other day. Like when it went from 5 down to 4, one of my kids was like, hey, this is great. It's down to 4. Don't we feel good about I was like, no, we never feel good about this. I'm never feeling good until I see it at 199.
Right.
Then I'll feel happy again, because that's where we were,
Yep. As opposed to the conversation that happened in my car with my son, who's like, now deciding that he wants to be a PGA pro. That's his thing now. He's like, I might be a PGA pro. Like, really? Is that what you really want to do? It's like, okay. I mean,
You grab a hold of that with both hands, man, and ride that, because I'll tell you what, I think even the guys that finish last at the tournaments make a couple $100,000.
I don't know. I don't know I have to be honest. I don't know anything about it. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that he likes to play. His coach says he's pretty stinking good. He's got an open face on his swing that he's got to fix. But other than that, and I don't even know what that means. That's just what he tells me. And I'm like, okay. He's like, other than that, he's doing pretty well. And he's and I know that every day he's watching golf videos. That's all he does is watch golf constantly. And then he and on the side, I guess he wants to do veterinary work now. Is his thing.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you knew the animals were going to come in with all the slithering things that are around my house. I'm video. I'm in New Jersey recently, and I'm seeing things on the ground, and I'm videoing what I'm seeing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's cicada larva." Excuse me? It's what? I had no idea that there were cicada larvae that are walking around like the Northeast, but apparently they are, and they're scary looking. And when you accidentally step on them, we got to go. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I didn't know it's a cicada, so then there's larva. Okay.
Hey, I love it. I love hearing about the kids too. I have a son that's just like yours.
Yeah, I'd rather hear about his golf swing than cicada larva. I'm just saying. That's anyway. All right, my friend. We'll see you soon.
All right, have a great day.
You too. All right, it is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. It is America's favorite radio segment. And it's time for you to call right now. 9th caller at 239-479-5592. You will play, and we've got that $35 gift certificate to the Great Aldous Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, $35. It's yours. Just call now. 9th caller wins. Next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All
in
along.
In a power outage, the first step is admitting you're powerless. Power outages are common in Florida, especially during a stormy summer. Any homeowner who's experienced a lengthy power outage knows the value of a whole home standby generator. Hi, I'm Nathan, one of the owners here at Generators by Design. We get it. We live here too, and we recognize a reliable source of power is a tremendous comfort and possibly even a lifesaver. Despite what Mother Nature may have in mind, be confident knowing you'll have working lights, appliances, and of course AC. We design and install fully automatic systems for your unique home and specific needs. Give us a call at 239-689-8786, and I will personally come out to meet you and provide a free evaluation and estimate. Or feel free to look us up on the web at generatorsbydesign.com. That's 239-689-8786 or generatorsbydesign.com. Again, that's generatorsbydesign.com. Generators by Design, where your power is our priority.
All right, one of my favorite calls always is with Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And anytime I'm hearing from Dave, I know something special is going on. So we know we have new Dreamweaver carpets, and we know the installation time frame very quick, but we also know that there's some other things that are going on with carpets. Tell us a little bit more, Dave.
Hey, Drew, this Dreamweaver carpet that is the hottest thing since sliced bread. We stock about 20 rolls of it. It has a step warranty. We could carpet the average person's steps, an average set of steps, for $750 to $850. We also can do the average guest bedroom in remnants for like $500. That's carpet pad and labor and tearing out the old carpet. And you got to stop in to see this. We stock 20 rolls of it, but there's like 100 and some available.
Now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco, or online at floormeisters.com.
Dear Lee County residents, on August 23rd, you'll elect a new county commissioner due to the passing of Frank Mann. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I'm not a politician. I don't have any special interest to serve on the county commission seat. I always put God, family, and country first. Lee County is one of the fastest growing counties in our nation. I'm committed to keep taxes low and maintain our quality of life. I'll get right to work and tackle the key issues in our county, like rapid development, rising electric rates, supporting small businesses, and water quality. My opponents are wealthy, power-hungry tycoons, one in construction development and the other a serial politician in commercial real estate. I doubt their motives as county commissioner have anything to do with improving life for you or your family. Elect me, and I will owe no favors to anyone except doing what's in the best interest of the residents of Lee County. I will be a commissioner for the people. So, on August 23rd, vote for Joseph Gambino, Lee County Commissioner, District 5. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I approve this message.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College. All right, let's go to Andy. Andy is in Punta Gorda. How do I know? Because here he is.
Drew.
Hello, Andy. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree. Question starts right now. Andy, who was the vice president when Bill Clinton was president?
The good old Al Gore.
I don't know about the good old, but Al Gore for sure. All right, so you got an associate's. Let's see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Which amendment protects our right to bear arms? Sorry, what did you say?
The second.
Yes, the second is correct, sir. That's right. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if we get a master's degree on this question. How many terms did President Obama serve?
2.
2 is correct. All right. So you got yourself a master's, a PhD on this question. Let's see. I'll ask it this way. Under which administration was Newt Gingrich the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives?
The Clinton.
Which one?
The Clinton.
Yes, that is correct, sir. All right, two Bill Clinton questions today. That's all right. Well, congratulations, Andy. You got yourself a PhD today on Drew's College. You're feeling pretty puffed up, confident?
I am. I was actually nervous going into it this time. I don't know why.
Yeah, never be nervous. These aren't the kind of things to get nervous about. It's fun and exciting. You got a $35 gift certificate to the Great Alder's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alder's Diner, and 951 in Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. So stay there, Andy. Feel confident, puffed up, and don't feel puffed up. Don't do that. All right, but stay there. Don't go anywhere. Okay, there he is.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Moving on to November, I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Primary results from 5 states are in Arizona. Blake Masters, endorsed by former President Trump, wins the Republican primary for Senate. He'll face incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly. The Republican primary for governor in Arizona is too close to call just yet. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt wins the Republican primary for Senate there. It's primary day in Michigan.
Republican Tudor Dixon will face Democrat Gretchen Whitmer, who seeks a second term as governor. Dixon says the difference is simple.
This is going to be an epic battle between a conservative businesswoman and mother and a far-left birthing parent and career politician.
Over in Kansas, Mark Holland won the Democratic primary for Senate and will take on GOP incumbent Jerry Moran. Out in Washington state, 2 House Republicans who voted for the Trump impeachment, Dan Newhouse and Jamie Herrera Butler, finished in the top 2 of their primaries and will advance to November. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Voters in Kansas reject an amendment removing abortion rights from the state constitution. President Biden signs more executive orders on abortion today.
Those orders to support patients who travel out of state for reproductive health care, that's expected to be covered by Medicaid. The order also aims to ensure health care providers comply with federal non-discrimination laws so that women receive medically necessary care without delay. Several court battles continue in states that have already or are about to ban the procedure, like Idaho, Kentucky, and Louisiana.
Fox's Jill Nato. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan is over, a trip opposed by the Chinese government.
It's really clear that while China has stood in the way of Taiwan participating and going to certain meetings, that they understand that they will not stand in the way of people coming to Taiwan.
China considers Taiwan its territory. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
That's starting north of MLK, roughly 14 miles an hour there. Southbound, it's going to continue 3 miles. For that 3-mile stretch, plan on 5 minutes, add some time. We'll also tell you westbound on Colonial, you're moving slow before the interstate, maybe about 1.5 miles. And on Daniels westbound before 75, you are moving slow, JetBlue Park, and then again at Treeline. Plan for a little extra time there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change for the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers and storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Looking for 92.5 Fox News online? Big news. You'll be all set when you go to rightallalong.net.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, if your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are needed cleaned and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, smarter plumbing solutions. Oh yeah.
Top Gun fighter pilot Dan Severson is the conservative Lee County needs on the school board. Out-of-control spending and constant infighting has created an environment where our kids come last. Lee County needs a strong conservative leader who will make our children's education and safety come first. That leader is Dan Severson. From his time as a U.S. Navy Top Gun fighter pilot to 8 years fighting for conservative policies in the Minnesota legislature, Dan Severson has the experience, principles, and record Lee County can trust on the school board. And he has the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education Richard Corcoran. Dan Severson will put parents back in charge of their children's education and put an end to liberal indoctrination policies like critical race theory and gender grooming. Dan Severson is the conservative leader our conservative county needs on the school board.
Paid electioneering communication paid by Parents for Accountability and Education, 1375 Jackson Street, Suite 202, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know for a long time, you heard me talking about Amco Bonita Springs. They are just an amazing local conservative business, but I've got to tell you about something really exciting that the owner is doing. Kevin Sabitas is also the founder and CEO of the American Spirit Movement. Now, you heard me talking about their conservative marketplace for a long time now. What you haven't heard is that they're launching a brand new conservative chapter right here in the Estero Bonita Springs area, and experience what a real conservative organization is supposed to be. America First, business with conservatives, constitutional conservatism, all patriotic conservatives are welcome, especially locally owned conservative businesses. You gotta love what Kevin and the American Spirit Movement are doing right here in Southwest Florida and across the country. Visit americanspiritmovement.com/events to get more details on the launch of their first chapter right here in Southwest Florida. The American Spirit Movement, built by conservatives to help unite conservatives. Visit americanspiritmovement.com/events.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
So we talked about it yesterday, and I was excited about the fact that the state of Florida is going to have a new Don't Tread on Me license plate that you can purchase, and I believe when you buy it, that the proceeds go to a veterans organization. I'm not sure the details on that, but we talked about it. It's a black license plate. It's got the yellow "Don't Tread on Me," the Gadsden flag. Are you familiar with that? The Gadsden flag. You know which one I'm talking about. Christopher Gadsden, an American patriot, someone who led the Sons of Liberty in South Carolina, a colonel in the Continental Army. Philadelphia represented his home state in the Continental Congress. Ben Franklin actually helping him to design the rattlesnake a symbol used in that Gadsden flag. Patriotic, right? Or is it? As a matter of fact, if you're thinking about having it on your license plate, hey, is the FBI going to be looking at you? Because apparently that's where we are now. Or is it? I don't know. You decide. We'll talk about that coming up. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. There we are. You'll be able to watch us live from CPAC in Dallas tomorrow and Friday. That's where we'll be broadcasting live. Our good buddy Mike Opelka will be joining me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great guests lined up, including Congressman Byron Donalds and Gordon Chang and Matt Schlapp and Kash Patel and Matt Whitaker and many others. So it's going to be a busy couple of days and a lot of info coming your way. Just be ready to swallow it all up. And that means that our first Friday at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, which is usually this coming Friday, is getting bumped. And that will be next Friday. So not this Friday, next Friday, we will be at Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. Looking forward to that, our 6 to 9 a.m. broadcast. So get ready for that as well. So I mentioned this earlier. I mean, is this happening? Are we really doing this right now? Is it possible that we've got the FBI is now equating what many would consider basic American values terminology as quote-unquote violent extremism? No. The Gadsden flag on your license plate, the fact that you believe in the Second Amendment, and many other things being identified. Look, yes, it appears as if this is what the FBI is doing. Under the guise of, we have to look at these symbols and many others because, red flag laws, and we want to keep Americans safe. And so, wait, what? On Tuesday, Project Veritas dropped what has to be considered an actual bombshell of a document from a whistleblower that shows the FBI is making some, what many people would call disturbing judgments, and the things that you put out there as identified by them as violent extremism. A newly leaked document shows how the Bureau classifies American citizens it deems to be potential, quote, militia violent extremists, MVEs. In a document, the FBI cites symbols, images, phrases, events, and individuals that agents should look for or look out for while identifying alleged domestic terrorists. Some of the examples used in the document, some might say are shocking. I don't know. You tell me. Of note, under the symbols section is a prominent citation of the Second Amendment, where it explains that MVEs, this being you, the militia violent extremist, that the MVEs justify their existence with the Second Amendment due to the mention of a well-regulated militia, as well as the right to bear arms. Excuse me? So now, because you believe in the Second Amendment, somehow you're a violent extremist? Militia violent extremist. Right below that, under the commonly referenced historical imagery and quotes, this section that has symbols, Revolutionary War images like the Gadsden flag, the Betsy Ross flag are listed. Each flag displayed in the document comes with a brief description of what it means. Under the common phrases and references section of the leaked document, Ashley Babbitt is cited as a person that MVEs consider to be a martyr. They tie things like Ruby Ridge, Waco, Timothy McVeigh with traditional American symbols. Other disturbing red flags identified here in the document were, quote, all enemies, foreign and domestic, and, quote, unquote, I will not comply. Is this really happening? So the document is supposed to be used to alert agents to words, symbols associated with militia violent extremists that we need to be out on the lookout for, because these are the people that are trouble. So again, 2A. If you have 2A on a hat, or maybe you have 2A on something that on your Twitter account or a Facebook handle or whatever the case may be, it has a silhouette of a pistol underneath it. That's not good. Can't do that because you're mentioning well-regulated militia. You're mentioning the Second Amendment. So you are a violent extremist. And again, the Gadsden flag, the Liberty Tree, the Betsy Ross flag. How did this happen? How did we get to this place? And like I mentioned yesterday, I can't wait to get a Don't Tread on Me license plate. And so now, does that mean that the FBI is looking at you and I and others with these symbols of freedom as something quite different? It's something that the American Thinker was talking about and describing an article by Andrea Woodberg. She's awesome. And she was talking about this Project Veritas site and this the release of this document so you can see it. You go to the Project Veritas website, you can see the document for yourself and what they're talking about, keywords, moments in history, imagery, iconography. And she said, look, it's true, just as, quote, the devil can cite scripture for his purpose. People intent upon evil can drape themselves in the indices of American liberty. But the FBI cheat sheet seems to be going the extra mile to turn traditional American iconography into symbols of evil. Thus, in terms of identifying potentially violent militia groups and members, the FBI could have focused solely on images tied tightly to one group or another. Most extremist groups, whether left or right, have created logos unique to their organization. Instead, the FBI chose to focus on traditional American images. I mean, the Betsy Ross flag, the Liberty Tree, the Gadsden flag, embraced by hundreds of millions of Americans over the centuries and are revered as symbols of liberty to the present day. So now they have to look at it and the FBI is like, hold on a second, why do you have this? What's going on here? You should be troubled by this. How did we get to this place? And how do we stop this madness? It really is, it's unbelievable when you see this. So again, there are people who are going to try and have tried to make the case and the connections of a flag with symbols of racism or founding fathers as racist or all of these things and all of these moves are made why? They're not to build up the Constitution and the rule of law. They're not to build up freedom and liberty in this country as we know it. It's quite the opposite. And again, remind me who at the FBI decided that this was a good idea? Why we shouldn't question some of the things that are happening and have been happening with our alphabet bureaucracies and the many questions that we have about their purpose and then along with that is some of the decisions that they are making and who they truly and honestly believe are the people that they should be concerned about as far as extremists. And I don't see a lot of the other side being mentioned with this. Do you? Some of the ones who burn cities and destroy federal buildings and seem to be getting away with it in cities where run by Democrats. We need to be easing up on the criminals. And then we get to really what is the rub. And the rub is red flag laws. Now, listen, you can look at red flag laws in the state of Florida and be told by those in law enforcement and others that it's different here. That the way that red flag laws have been used in the state of Florida and how we've been able to do it here is much, much different than it is across the country in other states and even federally. And the discussion about red flag laws should focus primarily on the state and local jurisdictions because it's working. Some might say the reason why these things are working is because of the people who are maybe in law enforcement and even some politicians who understand the proper way to use these quote-unquote red flag laws to keep us safe. I might make the case that those individuals won't always be in office. And there are those who will look at this, see what the FBI is doing, and will look here locally and statewide and say, you know what? We need to probably be doing the same thing. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that sound crazy? Because in the same way that you would have teachers and school board members who would honestly believe that critical race theory is the only way that we could be a world-class school system is to have it. And we've got to have Equality Florida telling us exactly what to do in every single school. And it doesn't matter what you think, parents. They're the ones that need to tell us what to do because, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you just need to calm down because they're going to use the bathroom that they want and they're going to pick the sport that they want to play in. And sorry. In the same way you would have elected officials who would do this and would look to a federal level or other states and say, yeah, I want to be more like them. And listen, if it's good enough for the Department of Education, it's good enough for us. It's the only way we're going to be world class. Well, the same way you could look at that is the same way you can look at this. That ultimately, those red flag laws that we're told that we have these extra protections in the state of Florida when it comes to those that can have a firearm, purchase a firearm, how we keep that we do it differently than they do it on a federal level. And when we talk about handguns and the ability to get it and the ability to have other, weapons of war, quote unquote, and how we keep an eye on all of these different things. And it's much different in the state of Florida than it is in other places. Well, that doesn't last forever, everybody, especially when you've got libs around. Listen, if you've got leftists that are living and breathing and want to be in politics, maybe not. Maybe just around that ideology. You will always have the possibility of something being abused. Again, to Andrea Woodberg's point, that even the devil can cite scripture for his purpose. Just saying. Again, you got to keep an eye out for this stuff. And it's okay to question these things, especially red flag laws that we're told they're helping us. I'm telling you, they're good. They're helping to keep some bad people from doing bad things. We're getting a head start on it until the FBI comes along and says, hey, we got a bigger umbrella that we want to look at. But it's not politics or anything like that. No. Not in the least. Before we go to break, I'm just going to say this, Jake, really fast. Or maybe I'll save it for after the break. How do you win this battle? You hear all of this happening and you shake your head and it's like, nothing we can do. Yeah, there is. There really is. I mean, elections certainly are one way. But you got to be willing to push back. And there are some that are doing it. And there's a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that I'm going to talk about after the 5 at 8:35 that I think you need to hear about. A teacher triumphs over the woke educational establishment. What did they do? How did they win? What did they win? It's important to hear this. We'll talk about it coming up. All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
The things that were meant to be together were brought together. My Shower Door epitomizes that saying by pairing their award-winning glass manufacturing with their proprietary hardware. My Shower Door was just ranked the #1 shower door company in the U.S. by Glass Magazine. With more than 2,500 5-star Google reviews and their 10 Florida showrooms, My Shower Door has brought everything together. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
With a law degree and 4 certifications from the American College of Financial Planning, you can forgive Bob Grace if he's not a fan of taxes. You work your entire career to put funds away for a comfortable retirement, and improper tax planning can ruin it all. It's why Bob offers a tax-free retirement plan, and he can design one tailor-made for you. Call Bob Grace, president of Retirement by Design, to get your plan at 249-8888. That's 249-8888.
Health insurance. Stop paying for the wrong plan. Hi, it's Tyler McCluskey, and I host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I've been saving families in Southwest Florida thousands of dollars a year by buying the right health insurance in a wrong market. Do not get stuck on Obamacare if you don't need it. To discuss your options today, call 239-633-3140 or online at rockethealth.com. 239-633-3140.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Back to school is just around the corner, and as you get the kids set up for success, make sure you've got a winning insurance plan with the protection you need in place for your home and auto. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. When it comes to protecting your loved ones and property, consider CIG. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at CIGFlorida.com today.
I'm Dan Severson, and that's the sound of a fighter jet taking off. Over the course of my 22-year career in the United States Navy as a Top Gun fighter pilot, I've heard that sound thousands of times. From my time as a military officer to serving in the Minnesota legislature, I have always put country and community first. Now, I am running to represent you on the Lee County School Board, and I have the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education, Richard Corcoran. I'm Dan Severson. I'll put an end to the indoctrination of our students through critical race theory and gender grooming. I will rein in the out-of-control budget, put parents back in charge of our children's education, and bring classic curriculum back into our classrooms. We're a conservative community that deserves conservative leadership that we can trust on our school board. I'm Dan Severson. I am that conservative, and I am asking for your vote. Paid by Dan Severson for the Lee County School Board, District 4.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Northbound slowdown on McGregor. It's going to be right after you get off the Midpoint Bridge. Southbound, of course, usually working at this time. We also do want to tell you about a crash. This Palm Boulevard and Weber Beach Boulevard. You're seeing some slowdowns in the area, rather. You can get by just fine. And we also want to tell you 75 South, you are moving slow. MLK, probably for about 3.5 miles. Plan for that. Slow down, add on 5 minutes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for a few passing clouds throughout this morning, but we will keep it dry for the remainder of your Wednesday morning with things set to change toward the afternoon and evening. Look out for the return of scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 4 p.m. today. Heavy downpours may lead to some localized flooding. We're also going to be looking out for the threat to see certainly some frequent lightning and some loud thunder. Highs today climb to 93 degrees. We see that chance for showers as storms continue into the early evening hours before winding down tonight. Thursday morning featuring the same kind of pattern. Another dry start to the day, and then those scattered thunderstorms set to return for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. A high of 94 degrees on Thursday, 94 on Friday, with additional chances for scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Trust
It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596 BACK.
Low back and neck pain have become 2 of the most significant medical problems in the United States today. In fact, they are the most common complaints presented to physicians. Unfortunately, the knee-jerk reaction to back pain has been anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxants, injections, and then surgery. Fortunately, this is changing and changing fast. Many doctors now recommend non-surgical treatments, and the most successful has been spinal decompression therapy. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 BACK, I've made it my mission to get the word out about spinal decompression. Safer than medications, and it actually addresses the root of the problem. Sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, herniated discs, arthritis are all conditions that respond very well to spinal decompression, with long-term results. Even failed back surgery patients can find relief from spinal decompression. Isn't it time to get active again? Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, at 596 BACK for a free telephone consultation. 596 BACK. 596-2225.
We want to personally invite you to Duncan's Diamonds to see our beautiful selection of jewelry from the world's leading jewelry designers. Browse modern, vintage, and classic engagement ring styles. Looking for a ring that is truly unique and personal? Or you haven't found exactly what you're looking for? At Duncan's Diamonds, our personal jewelers, goldsmiths, and gemologists can create the perfect one-of-a-kind ring for you at Duncan's Diamonds. With our great financing and layaway plans, we make it easy for you. Visit Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you receive the highest quality at the best price. We have an unparalleled passion for bringing you the best in diamonds and jewelry. Best price guarantee, low monthly payments, and an unforgettable experience. All from Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
Casper wants you to accept our nomination for Sleeper in Chief and save some Washingtons with the Casper President's Day sale. Shop the Casper President's Day sale for up to $595 off select mattresses and 10% off everything else. The high-tech Casper Wave Hybrid Snow Mattress provides support with snow technology for 12-plus hours of cooler sleep, while the Casper Nova Hybrid Mattress offers superior plushness without sacrificing support. For a limited time only at Casper.com or a participating store near you. See offer details at Casper.com.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, let's do it. Time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
In my 14 years here, nothing has surprised me more to the upside in our politics than Joe Manchin coming back on the reconciliation package and getting a deal struck. So I feel good about it. I feel optimistic about it. I'm not buying or selling any stocks based on it because we don't know where Senator Sinema is going to be.
Wait a minute. Was that a Democrat representative from Colorado who went on to Bloomberg to say that he's not going to do anything when it comes to buying or selling stocks right now on this Inflation Reduction Act until we know that Kristen Sinema is on board? Did you just admit that once you know she's on board, that you're going to go out and buy stock in certain companies based on a decision that's being made there in Congress? Hey, are you allowed to do that?
Number 4.
I think that they made a big fuss because I'm speaker, I guess. I don't know if that was a reason or an excuse, because they didn't say anything when the men came.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't make a big deal when the men came. So there's Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, her trip to Taiwan, and the Communist Chinese government there is like, oh, we don't want you here. We don't want you going to Taiwan. You better not do it. We got a problem with this. And she showed up, and when asked, well, why would they be like that? She's like, I don't know. Maybe they made a big fuss because she's speaker. Maybe the reason is because they didn't say anything. Maybe it's an excuse, or they didn't say anything when the men came. When the men came, Jake. So it's because she's a woman. That's why. That's what they were making a fuss about.
That's it.
That's it, Nancy. That's you run with that one.
Number 3.
So the winning run is at second base with 2 out, 3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, it gives me chills just hearing that. Do you know what that was?
No idea.
Oh, listen, as a New York Mets fan for as long as I've been breathing oxygen into my lungs, and hearing Vin Scully, legendary broadcaster Vin Scully, making the call in 1986, and it was the World Series. It was Game 5, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Game 5 or Game 6? Against the Boston Red Sox. Sorry, all you Red Sox fans. When the ball went through Bill Buckner's legs and dribbled through, it looked like the game was going to be over for the Red Sox, and it ended up being the winning runs, and the Mets would win that game and ultimately would win the series. And what a moment that was as a Mets fan. It was one of the most exhilarating feelings. But the point of the audio is that legendary broadcaster Vin Scully passed away yesterday, 94 years of age, and what an incredible career he had. There's no doubt about it. Legendary, for sure.
Number 2.
Jake Sullivan says we are communicating directly with the Taliban about their obligations not to allow al-Qaeda to use Afghanistan as a basis for plotting. What does that look like? What is he saying? What is the White House saying? Yeah. And what are the consequences of them not doing that?
We have multiple channels to communicate with the Taliban, and we're using those channels. We've made it very clear that this was a violation, not that we believe, not that we think, it was a violation of the Doha Agreement, which specifically says that it commits them to not allowing Afghanistan to be used as a safe haven or a launching pad.
Okay, the first thing is that's Biden spokesman John Kirby talking to Breonna Keeler and CNN, talking about the most wanted terrorist dead in a U.S. drone strike, and asking about the deal with the Taliban regime. And John Kirby, the first thing is, what were there, like aliens in the background? What was all that noise? I don't know what was buzzing or what was going on back there, but anyway. And the second thing is, he's mad. He's super upset, guys. He's stomping his feet. Al-Qaeda actively using Afghanistan as a safe haven to plot and plan attacks against American interests in the American homeland. And they said they wouldn't do it. They told us when we left, Jake. They said they would not do it. And we made a deal. And we had it on paper. I've got the paper someplace around here. I got a piece of paper that says it. You guys signed this, and you didn't live up to the agreement. And we told them in strong words. We sent them a strongly worded letter, Jake, that we're very upset that they did this. This is a shame. It's an outrage. You guys are upset, right? This is how we do diplomacy around here. We're tough, and we're upset. And you shouldn't have done that. Because we said so.
Number 1.
Should President Biden run again in 2024?
Yes.
Mr. Nadler.
Too early to say. It doesn't serve the purpose of the Democratic Party to deal with that until after the midterms.
Ms. Maloney.
I don't believe he's running for re-election.
Hey, is anybody worried in the Democrat Party that Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney, two very high-profile Democrats in the House of Representatives, both are like, yeah, Joe Biden running in 24? Hey, not so fast, everybody.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
I mean, we don't want to get carried away. Jerry Nadler's like, it doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing here. And Carolyn Maloney is like, I don't even think the guy's running. I'm not even sure if he's going to be riding a bike anytime soon because the last time he was riding a bike.
Not a joke.
Yeah, there's sometimes the
I got hairy legs.
Sometimes the hair gets stuck in the spokes, I guess, or something like that, or the chain. I don't know what it is. But anyway, the point is that you got Democrats that are like, yeah, not so fast. So are Democrats starting to turn on Biden now? Is this like, because it's not the first, right? It's not the first Democrat to say, hey, we got problems with Joe Biden running again. All right. And still, I got to play this audio again. I think it's remarkable. Maybe I'm missing something. But you got to laugh. This sure sounds like a Democrat. Michael Bennet, he's a Democrat from Colorado. Oh, he's a senator. Excuse me. Did I say House of Representatives? He's a senator. Senator Michael Bennet. Does he make investments based on legislation that's being negotiated right now in the Senate? Listen, you tell me, listen.
In my 14 years here, nothing has surprised me more to the upside in our politics than Joe Manchin coming back on the reconciliation package and getting a deal struck. So I feel good about it. I feel optimistic about it. I'm not buying or selling any stocks based on it because we don't know where Senator Sinema is going to be.
All right, you're what?
I'm not buying or selling any stocks based on it because we don't know where Senator Sinema is going to be.
But man, as soon as we know where Senator Sinema is going to be, we are definitely going to be buying or selling stocks based on that because that's what we do here in this. No. I think are there laws against that? It doesn't matter. They're Democrats. It's a Democrat senator. You're not going to do anything. Well, come on. Look at Joe Biden. Look at Hunter Biden. What are you going to do about Hunter Biden? Really? You keep talking. Keep the gums flapping, everybody, because you're not going to do anything about Hunter Biden. Not one single thing's going to happen. We're going to just under the rug. No, nothing to see here. We got some Republicans that really want to get go at. Really? Are you sure you really want to do that? Because I got some people that know some people that have seen what you've been doing, and I don't know if you really want everybody to know that. And so, really, are you keeping your nose clean there? And nothing's going to happen. The Federalist with a story inside Liz Cheney's coordinated effort to prevent troop deployment before January 6th. Before Liz Cheney claimed President Trump took no action on the National Guard, she coordinated a campaign to prevent deployment. Oh, hey, how about that? Days before the Capitol riot provoked a years-long effort to impeach, prosecute, and politically malign former President Trump, Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney coordinated efforts to deter the very action she now claims haunt the former president. Oh, we've got some evidence here from the Federalist and Tristan Justice, who's been on this program. Doesn't matter. Nothing to see here. Nothing's going to happen to her. Doesn't make a difference because she's going after a former president that Democrats hate and the media hates. And some Republicans, quite honestly, don't want to see around any longer. So it's all good. Nothing to see here. You might as well just look someplace else because nothing's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Or will it? I mean, we got primaries around the country right now. We don't know whether Kari Lake is going to win the Arizona primary. She's up right now there for the governor of the state of Arizona. So we're looking at that race. There are other Trump-supported candidates who did win last night in their primaries. A lot of them, a lot of conservatives winning. So whether or not that's going to turn the tide for both houses of Congress, being the House of Representatives and the Senate, I don't know. People tell me behind the scenes that don't hold your breath for the Senate. Not looking good, especially when you have some seats, important seats that look like they're up for grabs and kind of leaning left in places like Pennsylvania, with Mehmet Oz not doing as well as people had thought he was going to do. So questions about that. But when you have all of these races, all of these things that are happening, The question becomes, how do you win? How do you ultimately win? You not only win by elections, because elections have consequences, unless they're elections that you've got questions about 2,000 mules. What? Did I? No. Oh, gotta stop doing it. I get this kind of weird thing that comes out of my mouth every once in a 2,000 mules. There it goes again. But the other side of it is you've got to be willing to push back. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me how we can make things happen and what we can do. There is no can't do. And I'm not doing this whole Yoda Star Trek thing or whatever. What are you looking at? Don't raise your eyebrows when I say that.
You said Yoda and then referenced Star Trek.
Whose business is it of yours?
I guess none.
It is. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Don't tell me what we can't do. Tell me how we can get things done. What we can do. There's no such thing as you can't do something. And somebody said, it's impossible. You can't do it. Really? Are you sure about that? Have you exhausted all the options? Because I honestly think you can do anything. Politically, especially. Don't tell me we can't. A teacher triumphs over the woke educational establishment, an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal. At least some good news from U.S. public education thanks to one tough teacher who refused to accept the poisonous ideology now enforced in so many classrooms. Regular readers of this column will be especially cheered to read the latest dispatch from Ramona Bessinger via the Legal Insurrection website. In 21, July 13th, she blew the whistle on how a new critical race curriculum in the Providence, Rhode Island middle school where she was teaching was creating racial hostility, turning students and staff against her because she was white and turning students against their country. Students, almost all of whom were minorities, started calling me America because I was white. You are America. They would say, we are not. How could I keep silent seeing what the critical race curriculum was doing to the students in our society? What followed was a year of retaliation, harassment, intimidation, involuntary transfer to another school where there were no teaching positions for me. I was forced to spend a year alone in a windowless, empty school basement resource room as students and staff passed by and gawked at me like I was some strange caged zoo animal, audibly mumbling how I was that racist teacher they had been warned about. Critical race theory being taught in the school was having them students call her America, and America being racist. So there's the racist teacher because America. I fought the district legally with the help of James Peterson at Judicial Watch, and I'm emerging from the basement victorious with a full-time regular classroom assignment. I am unbowed and more committed to fighting the CRT scourge than ever before. That's right. She has victory. Will there be more teachers that will step forward and say, no, I know what they want us to teach. I see what's happening to our students. I see exactly what's going on in the mood of the country. I see it happening. And I'm not going to do it. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out locally. I'm going to call it out in the state. I'm going to call it out nationally. I see it happening here. I see the effect it's having on kids. I see the way kids are treating me, are treating teachers in general, are treating other students, and how this is wrong because their minds are getting corrupted by this. It doesn't make us a world-class education or a world-class school district if we teach critical race theory. It's quite the opposite. We're destroying our kids. We're destroying this country, unless, of course, that's what you want. Then politically, we don't want you. This article has a lot of victories from people who said, I'm not doing it. At places like Citigroup and in Texas and other places. But this failure in education and the things that we're seeing and the pushback of teachers who are like, enough is enough, I'm not doing this, just tells you how to win. The winning happens when you stop sitting back and allowing all of this to take place and think there's nothing you can do. You can. And there's people that will back you. People have your back more than you know because they don't want to see the hatred. They don't want to see the vile treatment of teachers and just people in general in society because there is a minority of individuals that are telling the majority that every Istanobia exists, and it's on this side of the ledger, and these are the people that are doing it, and by default, you need to hate them, and they need to be doxxed and the like. And it's never going to stop if you just sit back and do nothing. But there are more people that have your back than you realize. And when you do, you win. And it's important that we remember that. All right, a couple of other things before we go. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. 2 things. Number 1, tomorrow and Friday, we will be broadcasting live from CPAC in Dallas. Great guests lined up. We're looking forward to a fun broadcast with Mike Opelka, who will be joining us. So it's going to be a great 2 days. Also this week, supposed to be our first Friday of the month at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. So you can imagine Friday, we're in Dallas. That's going to be tough. So we're pushing it from this Friday to next Friday, Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. So we will have our first Friday broadcast, which technically will be our second Friday broadcast, but just for this month. So you got it. Okay, good. And then the second thing I just wanted to mention before we leave is I love this. So we talked about Vin Scully passing away and legendary broadcaster. And, you know, when you heard Vin Scully's voice, you knew it was summer. You knew it was spring. You knew it was the beginning of something new, as every season is, and certainly a baseball season and spring training, as we very well know here in Southwest Florida. But words from Vin Scully ringing true even more now than ever. And I wanted to just play this. It's just a minute long, and then we're going to go. If you remember him signing off for the last time, check this out.
You know, friends, so many people have wished me congratulations on a 67-year career in baseball, and they've wished me a wonderful retirement with my family. And now all I can do is tell you what I wish for you. May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life seems a faithful friend to share, for every sigh a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. You and I have been friends for a long time, but I know in my heart that I've always needed you more than you've ever needed me. And I'll miss our time together more than I can say. But you know what? There will be a new day and eventually a new year. And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball. So this is Vin Scully wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon wherever you may be.
And I think we leave it at that. We'll see you tomorrow live from Dallas, CPAC Dallas. A lot of great guests and a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
To the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, this is Lindsay Scott Garza. Growing up, my dad, retired Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott, instilled in me a passion for public service and a dedication to this community. He taught me how